Hey guys, so I just got finished planting some white buffalo sage. I'm hoping that this time it works. So, the second part of the story goes like this. We ended off with the creature being in a tunnel. And so it ends up going to the nearest town that these pipes are connected to. So, kid wakes up at night and he sees glowing eyes in his closet. And he stares at it for the longest time. And then he goes back to sleep. And then he wakes up and he goes on with his life. Kid's about 6 years old. And so he wakes up during the night again and he notices that there are now two sets of eyes. And this happens until his entire room is full of these eyes. They're on his blanket, they're on his pillow, they're everywhere besides on the boy. And he gets freaked out. He starts telling his friend, and his friend starts telling him that it's been happening to him. It started happening to him the night before he told. So they tell their parents and they draw this creature out. It's not that good of a drawing, but the parents try and understand. And so it starts happening to more and more kids. And their parents are starting to get freaked out. So they start contacting authorities thinking that somebody's breaking into their house and installing equipment. So they freak the kids out. So authorities are going to house to house to house after all these reports. And they miss the first house that it actually showed up at. And all of a sudden, people start disappearing. And entire households overnight gone. And so the authorities start going to these houses and there is blood everywhere. But no trace of anybody entering or exiting. They're just gone. And so the town is starting to get scared and they're starting to get a little worried about themselves and people start leaving. It's starting to turn into the town that it first originated at. And so the authorities start asking questions, asking the Native Americans, like, what is going on? Because they found the drawing of the creature. And when they researched the creature, they noticed that it was part of Native American culture. And so, the one person, the oldest person that was at that place months before this started happening in this town, shows up. He shows up with a translator because he doesn't know English that well. And so all he keeps saying is, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late. But the authorities keep pushing, so he tries. He goes to the nearest park and he asks if he could start a fire there, if he could ask if anybody can come. And then the chanting starts, the singing starts, the drumming starts right next to the biggest tree in this park. And so things start to get a little quieter around the town. People start to not disappear as much. And it starts to get a little happier. But this elder sees a vision of this kid, and he goes to this kid and asks what happened. And the kid just says, "It showed up. It showed up. It showed up." And then sorry guys, just got a huge chill there. But the authorities start asking more and more questions, and the more questions they ask, the more questions they have being given the answers. And then they start looking in that kid's house, and they find like burn holes with scratches coming out of the sinks, coming out of the bathtubs, anywhere that had a drain, even the outside. If they had like a hose for outside, scratch marks, huge scratch marks. And then they start to really panic because this kid's house is covered in them, and nothing's happened to his parents, and it's the only house that has that. And then they look into the town's history and see that that house is the first pipe along the pipeline that was connected to the town previous to that pipe that went into that abandoned town. So now they're starting to get a better understanding. They contact the two people that survived. It was a guy and a girl that survived. And it turns out that it was those parents of the kid. And so the end of this story goes that they're trying everything that they can to try and stop this creature. They're calling shamans, they're calling priests, they're calling white, black, and gray witches. They're calling every single type of healer they can. And nothing is getting rid of it. And this one elder keeps saying, "You can't do nothing. There's nothing you can do. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late." And then a picture of the creature shows up. And it shocks everybody. It's just one picture off of a cell phone that was found underneath a blanket. I hope you are enjoying this story, guys. That's the end of the second portion of that story. I hope you tune in next time, because the next story is the very end. So, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed. There's 3 parts. This is number 2. Have a good one.